Indices and powers on scientific calculators can be a little confusing. Unfortunately, with my paper versions, we're not actually going to get any answers. So I'm going to do this demonstration on a piece of paper. Both calculators in this example operate in exactly the same way. I'd like us to consider 4 to the power of 5. That's to say, 4 multiplied by itself 5 times. Now I could simply type in 4 times 4 times 4 and so on until I get my answer. Now the problem with that is I could lose count of how many times I've done that. Certainly with larger indices, that is a real possibility. So with the scientific calculators, I simply type in the number 4. I then need to find the y to the x button. The 4 is the y. I then simply type in the 5, which refers to the x. 4 to the power of 5. Press the equals button, and that's 1024. Now the y to the x button on this calculator is here, y to the x is here. These two calculators actually operate in a slightly different way when finding roots of numbers. So I'm hopefully going to demonstrate both of them. I'd like us to consider an example of the fifth root of 1024. What number when multiplied by itself 5 times will give us 1024. The calculator on the left, I'd start by typing in 1024. I'd then press the inverse button. Now on here it's actually purple in writing, which refers to the purple sections just above the button. I then press the y to the x button, but I'm not referring to y to the x, it's the bit above there, which is actually the xth root. I then type in 5, I press my equals, and that will give me an answer of 4. Now, the calculator on the right hand side is slightly different. The first thing I would do is type in the 5. I then press the second function button, which in principle is the same as the inverse on this calculator. Now this is orange in colour, which refers to the orange parts just above the number. Again, I then find the y to the x button, but it's referring to the bit above there, which is the xth root. I then type in my 1024. I press my equals, and I get the same answer of 4 as I did on this calculator. I hope that helps.